What up, soul siblings? My name is Michael. Welcome to Misfit Tarot, the channel where you can come as you are and feel right at home, because when no one fits in, everyone has a place. So today's reading is going to be about where to focus your energy right now. I like to ask this question to my team whenever I have a lot of stuff going on, things are getting kind of hectic, and they always give me good guidance on where it would best serve me to focus most of my attention, focus most of my energy. Um, so I hope we can help get those messages to you guys today as well. A quick breakdown of how this reading is going to go. I'm going to start out with the song deck that I've been working on and pull a song, and that's going to tie in, be a piece of your overall energy check. And I'm going to finish that off with some more oracle cards, and based off the messages that come through on all those cards, we're going to paint a picture of kind of the situation that you're going through. And this will also help you decide if you've chosen the right group or not, because if the situation I'm describing doesn't sound like something that you're going through at the moment, then that'll be your signal to come back here and maybe pick a different group. So once we're done with that energy check part, we're going to go into the tarot, and I'm going to be using whichever deck you choose here. And the first question we're asking is obviously where to focus your energy right now. And then once we get those messages, we're also going to ask where to focus your energy less right now. So what are some things that might be distracting you from focusing your energy where it more benefits you to be? And once we're done with those questions, we're just going to pull out the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle, and I'm going to open it up to your higher self to give you a final message, and that's going to be it. So should be a little bit shorter of a reading than usual. And as far as picking your groups, we got group 1, group 2, and group 3. I brought out these little googly eyes this time just because when I think of focus, I think of, having your eyes on the prize. So I thought the eyes were fitting there. But also, I just love to do stuff that kind of wakes up my inner child a little bit. It's nice to keep that fun-loving part of you alive and just do little stuff that makes you feel like a kid. I know all the parents out there, I'm sure, will agree. You start doing all this stuff again, and it really makes you happy to do these things that you did when you were a child, and remember what it was like to just do stuff because it's fun and silly. You take these little eyeballs, you paste it on one of these fuzz balls, and you do the little antennas with the pipe cleaners and put some little feet with paper, and you make up little stories and stuff like that. I just love doing stuff like that. So hopefully seeing these little googly eyes will awaken some of those memories in you and wake up your inner child a little bit as well. But yeah, go ahead and pick your group, take your time, and I will see you guys in your reading. Later. What up, group 1? If you guys chose the Tarot of the Divine and this little green googly eye, this is going to be your reading all about where to focus your energy right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start out, like I said, with one of these song cards. Been making a little bit more headway on this deck, so got some more options of messages to come through for you guys. Still very excited about this deck. Pretty soon, I'm sure this thing will be up to like 300 songs. There's never a shortage in my library. But yeah, I can't shuffle these the other way, so I'm just gonna split it. And we got, that's crazy. What the fuck? You got green eyes, which is pretty insane, seeing that you chose the green eye here for your group. Sorry, I'm like stunned. Anyways, green eyes. This song, the lyrics that stick out to me in this song is she says, and you know what? I think I'm going to try to start singing them from now on. So she goes, some of these folks want to make you cry, but you got to trust what you feel inside, and shine, and shine. Okay, maybe that wasn't such a good idea, but you know what? We're sticking with it. I'm not going to start the reading over because, like I said, with you guys getting green eyes, That's a huge synchronicity there. But anyways, some of these folks want to make you cry, but you got to trust what you feel inside and shine. So overall energy I'm getting from this card is that, you know, maybe you're doing something that not everybody approves of, not everybody understands around you, um, but you are somebody who has the strength to, you know, maybe take those side eyes and people's comments or whatever's coming your way, judgment, all that kind of stuff, and you know, still do you. But you know, this will become more clear as the rest of the messages come out. And I'm really sorry if my singing was just absolutely terrible. Hopefully your volume wasn't up too loud. But yeah, let's go ahead and keep going with the with the energy check here. So what else do you have to tell me about group 1 here? Group 1 spirit team. Spirit guides, their higher self. What's going on with group 1? Death. Okay, so death, we're talking about transformation and change here. Gonna go over to the Fantasma Oracle now and see what else we have to add to your situation. That one definitely popped out. The Hermit. Interesting. So even though these aren't tarot cards, these are both major arcana in the tarot, so definitely some big energy for your guys' situation right now. But let's go ahead and finish this off with the Intuition Oracle and see the last piece of your energy check here. What is the last thing you guys want me to know about group 1? Oh, okay, that's the one. We have the Teacher. I study and share wisdom with those who will value it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the card as well in case there's anything that stands out to you. Alright, so very, very big energy for you guys. Let's see what this Hermit card has to say. The Hermit. It's okay to be alone for individual contemplation. Be aware of your surroundings and resources. Find contentment in them. Okay, so yeah, pretty much like the Hermit in the tarot, and then Death as well. Like I said, has a lot of similarities to the tarot as well, but we'll just go ahead and see what it has to say anyways. Death can be fickle and unrelenting, but not always a bad sign. He can represent new beginnings and opportunities, but also an end of opportunities and doors closing. Transformation, new beginnings, cycle. Okay, and then the Teacher. Let's see what this Teacher card has to say. The desire to improve our life is one of our most basic needs. You would do well to read more and learn about those who have done the work and attained goals similar to the ones that you seek. One of the best ways to improve your situation is to endeavor to improve yourself. Devoting time to self-improvement, to self-directed study, or even to attending some kind of class or other learning environment will enable you to change your situation for the better in many ways. It is important to act It is important to act in as mature, learned, and wise. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand how they phrase this stuff, but okay. It is important to act in as mature, learned, and wise a way as you are capable of. Basing your actions on what is normal, expected, and accepted behavior, tradition, research, facts, and figures will give you the best results right now. Go by the book. You might be able to learn from a brilliant person, mentor, partner, or teacher who respects and treasures you as a wise person in training, who wishes to expand their consciousness, learn more, and grow. Although we are all born with intuition, it needs to be acknowledged and practiced like any skill, and therefore be improved by training with someone who is expert in using their sixth sense. Okay, well, that was really, tough to read. But anyways, so with this teacher card, the Hermit, Death, and Green Eyes, the overall energy I'm getting is, I think that the Green Eyes, it's, this song talks about basically the idea of somebody being in a society that doesn't accept them for how they are. So I think maybe the reason that the Hermit and Death are coming out is because when you're in that kind of environment, it really will best serve you to spend time alone. And that's what this Hermit card is all about. It's all about spending time alone, getting in touch with your inner voice, because when we spend time with other people, a lot of the time, we're hearing their ideas, we're hearing their thoughts, we're influenced by them, whether we want to be or not, a lot of the time. And it can just serve to kind of cloud our judgment and cloud our sense of direction. But when you get into this Hermit energy and you spend time alone and you get in touch with your inner voice, then it's a lot easier to find your path and find the right direction to go, because you're not asking anybody else, you're asking yourself, and you're listening to your intuition and you're getting in touch with that intuition. So that's the energy I'm getting there. And then with the Death card coming out, Death is all about ending cycles and beginning new cycles. So I don't know if it's been a big part of your guys' life to kind of go with what other people say, or it's really hard to not want to fit in with the people around you, or kind of go against what they think is right, or just stand up for the things you believe in if it's really different from what everybody else is talking about and stuff that's important to the people around you. But I think there's a message here of you taking the time to look within, realizing what you want out of life, not what everybody around you is doing and what everybody else around you wants, and really cutting off all the parts of you that are not you. Sometimes when we're growing up, or not sometimes, I think for everybody growing up, we tend to take on characteristics and beliefs of the people around us. And there comes a point in life where we need to, consciously reflect on those things and look at ourselves and say, okay, is this something that I believe, or is this something that the people around me believe? And I just never really thought about it that much. So yeah, with this coming out, it's definitely telling me that there's some things that you need to and you want to change about yourself. But in order to bring change and, start kind of a new chapter in your life and bring new things into your life, you need to let these other things die off. You need to, have the courage to go away from the crowd and do things your own way. Now with this teacher card, it did kind of have some conflicting messages with that, but it kind of gave me like the Hierophant energy, basically, which is another major arcana. So again, this is a very, very big thing in your life where you're breaking away from societal expectations, maybe family expectations, maybe the friends you've had up to this point. Maybe you saw things the same way as them, but now you're starting to see things differently. It happens. It's not easy, but whatever it is, this thing that you're into that's something that not everybody accepts, not something that everybody understands. There are other people, obviously, who have done it and who are doing it. And with this teacher card, it's basically coming out to say that, dive into it with this hermit energy, spending time alone. Um, like I said, this is because spending time with other people, maybe they're not into the same thing that you're into. Um, so, spend that time alone and really nerd out on it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like, if I use myself as an example, let's say like tarot. Like, not everybody that I know is into tarot. Most of them are not. So I can't just talk about this stuff in depth with them. I have to, do that by myself, or I watch YouTube videos from people who are doing this, or I read books about spirituality, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I can nerd out on that stuff by myself, and I learn a lot about it, and that helps me to be more of service in what I'm trying to do here. Or I can think about, like, I've been getting really into like anime lately, and that's another thing where, like, people that I talk to, they're not really into it so much. But if I, find those niche communities, and I just, watch different ones and learn more about it, then that makes me happy, and that gives me more to offer, later when I do talk to people who are into it. So yeah, basically that. And then it also did mention maybe finding some type of mentor, if there's anybody that you know or that you want to talk to about this kind of niche interest that you have. Go talk to them. Start building that community, because it seems like you don't have that community right now. And it would really benefit you to do more things in that community, because it's part of your purpose, this thing that is kind of outside the norm, and that the people around you aren't necessarily into so much. There's a reason for that. Like, you're called to that for a reason. So really get into it. Like I said, really nerd out on it. Spend time alone, and work on going through this transformation of fitting in with the world around you, and starting to stand out. So that's the overall energy and situation I'm getting there. So if that sounds like you guys, welcome. You have found the right group. Now let's go ahead and get the tarot. You guys chose the Tarot of the Divine. And let's go ahead and see where it's going to be most beneficial for you guys to focus your energy right now. Group 1's spirit team, where should they be focusing their energy right now? Okay. All right. Let's see. Is there one more? Is there one more area of focus for them? Yes. Interesting. Okay, so damn, you guys are really hitting it hard with the synchronicities here. So your team really, it wants you to know that this is very important as far as your journey goes. So they have some strong messages for you here. So with the Hermit coming out again, but being in reverse this time, what that's telling me to relate to you guys is that I think there's some resistance for you guys to be looking within and spending this time alone. Maybe you guys are looking for answers outside of yourselves a lot, which, like I said, with this teacher, it seemed contradictory, but maybe what I'm seeing now is, yes, like I said, get into the culture of whatever it is that you're you're feeling called to right now, but also see that you are the teacher. Like, not only do you have a lot to learn, but you have a lot to teach other people. Whatever this thing is, there's a reason you're called to it, and you probably know a good amount about it up to this point. So with this Hermit in reverse coming out, I think it's saying that something that you need to focus on is, like I said, spending that time with yourself, getting to know yourself, and really seeing yourself as the spiritual leader and teacher that you are. Because maybe there's a part of you, like I said, who just sees yourself as kind of, because you've never really dived deep into this culture or into this experience, into this niche, whatever it is, that you don't have anything to offer yet. But you do. You already, you're called to this thing because you love it, so you have experience with it, and the experiences that you've had already are things that other people can gain from, that have value for other people. So with the Hermit coming out in the beginning and the Hermit coming out in reverse now as something to focus on, it's saying to really, really get in touch with yourself, really get in touch with your inner voice, and know that the wisdom that you have already can really benefit people in this world. So that's that one. And then with the Hanged Man coming out as something to focus on, that really makes sense with the Hermit and the Death card coming out, because the Hanged Man kind of talks about both. The Hanged Man talks about taking a break and seeing things from a different perspective. So that's goes with the Hermit energy. And then it also talks about, like I said, the taking a break part is the Hermit part, where it's like you're stopping, you're looking within. And then the Death part is seeing things from a different perspective. Like I said, you're trying to make a transformation here in yourself. And like I said, with this Hermit coming out twice, I think maybe that's the thing that you're trying to see in a different perspective. That, like I said, with this Green Eyes song, maybe the people around you might not see it right now, because, a lot of people, unfortunately, in this world, they only believe something once they see the results. So they might not see you as a leader. They might not see you as somebody who's wise and has a lot to offer, because you haven't sold 1 million copies of a book, or you don't have this many followers on this social platform, or whatever it is, that would make people then see you in this way. That's already in you. And if you can take a little time to kind of pause from, sometimes life, we can get very much on autopilot. We're used to life moving a certain way, and we get comfortable with that, and we just let it keep moving that way. But I think with the Hanged Man coming out, it's saying to, kind of slow your life down, because, your life is going this way right now, but your final destination that you're looking for is, over this way. So if you don't stop kind of the momentum of your life right now and where it's going, and push it into the direction that you're trying to transform it into, it's not going to change. It's going to keep going in a way that's unfulfilling to you, because you have to, just like always, we are the ones who hold the power of free will, and we're the ones who are ultimately going to move our life into the direction that it's meant to go. There are elements of fate in life, but at the end of the day, we're in the driver's seat. So, this Hanged Man coming out is really saying to, like I said, don't just keep going on autopilot. Don't just keep letting your life going the direction it's going. Take the time to get in touch with yourself, and see where your own inner compass is trying to guide you, and make that tough decision, of doing something different and making changes in your life to push you towards this new world that you want to be more a part of. And with the 9 of coins coming out in reverse, that goes with the Hermit as well, and this whole idea of your community as it is not really being aligned with you. The 9 of coins talks about independence. So with it coming out in reverse and saying what to focus on, it's telling me that you need to focus on your, again, kind of aversion to being independent. I think maybe there's a part of you that your identity or something like that, your sense of safety, whatever it is, sense of belonging in the world, sense of purpose, is tied to other people at the moment. So with this coming out, one thing your spirit team really wants you to focus on is your independence. Focus on, like I said, what are your thoughts? What are your beliefs? Where do you want your life to go? And just really get everyone else's opinions and ideas out of your head, because I just think that you will be happiest. I think most of us are happiest when we're making decisions that are in alignment with ourselves, with what we truly want. A lot of times people get frustrated and burned out trying to do what everybody else wants them to do. At the end of the day, like they say, we're born alone, we die alone, that kind of thing. This is our journey to have. This is your individual experience. And with this 9 of coins coming out in reverse, your spirit team wants you to really focus on your sense of independence, and really focusing on what opportunities are presented to you, where maybe people around you, they have an offer for you of, oh, we're all gonna go do this, or they have opinions about what you're doing, like, oh, like maybe you should do this or do this that way, or oh, I saw this other person did it like this and that's kind of like what you want to do, right? Like all that stuff, if we just let other people's opinions sway us, and we don't stand firm in our sense of individuality and our sense of independence, like I said, that can just sway us all over the map and have us making decisions that are ultimately not this decision that we would make if we were, like I said, grounded and stable in ourselves and in our own sense of what it is that we're supposed to do right now. So those are the messages coming through of where to focus your energy right now. And now we're going to look a little bit further into that by asking, where can you focus your energy less? What are some things that are that was the worst shuffle I've ever done in my life. What are some things that are possibly distracting you from focusing on this right now? So group ones, spirit team, what should they be focusing on a little bit less right now? Temperance, okay. All right, I think that's good there. It looks like they want to come out this way. Yeah, okay. So, what to focus on less right now? With temperance coming out, I think what that's telling me is, temperance is about balance. But what I'm getting from the temperance card in this situation is kind of like people pleasing, I guess. I just imagine, especially with this card here, this card has all these different hands and they're doing all kinds of things. And I just imagine that, like I said, you're focused on on what everybody else is doing. You're focused on how to balance your life with everyone else's life around you, and trying to make sure that, you know, everybody else has as much of you as they need, when in reality, like, it's more beneficial for you at this time to put more of that energy into yourself. Like, I just imagine all these hands, each one is doing something for someone else, and then you have these two hands for yourself, which is nice. But imagine if you had, 5 or 6 more hands dedicated towards what you want. And you know I know that's hard for a lot of us to say no to people and to set boundaries. But with this card coming out, as far as where to focus your energy less, I think that's the big message here: is focus less on what other people need from you, and focus more on giving more of your energy to yourself. Because right now, there's not a good balance. You've tipped the scales to where you're giving too much to other people and not enough to yourself. So you need to get things back in balance by focusing a little bit more of yourself and giving more of your time and energy to yourself and towards this, transformation and growth that you're going to, so that you can fulfill your purpose as this spiritual, or some kind of teacher or mentor for the world. With the 10 of Cups coming up in reverse, I think that what that's telling me you need to focus on less right now is like, this idea of having it all. 10 of Cups is like, your wish has been fulfilled. You've got everything you want. Everything is so happy and in harmony. But unfortunately, that's just not the stage of your journey right now. Like I said, the stage of your journey is growth, transformation, turning within, focusing on your independence. So if you're thinking that you're gonna all of a sudden jump from, where you're at now to your, like I said, ultimate destiny, fulfilling of your purpose, that's not going to happen anytime soon. This is going to be a long process. It's going to take a lot of work. And what popped into my head as I was saying that was also, related to this Temperance card. With the 10 of Cups, it's like, or with the 10 of Cups coming out in reverse and what to focus on less, it's like, don't focus on making everyone happy. That's not your job. Like, and again, I know what that's like to have that mindset where it's like, every decision you make, you have to think about the overall good of everybody. But with these messages coming out, like, that's not what's going to be most beneficial for you right now. Like I said, what's most beneficial for you right now is thinking about you and what you need. So when you're making your decisions, and like I said, maybe when you have to set boundaries with other people, don't worry about what everybody else needs. Don't worry about what's going to make everybody else happy. They are in control of their own happiness. If you say no to them, and they're going to let that ruin their whole day, and they're going to change their opinion on you and start, directing hate or whatever your way, or frustration, or, you know what I mean? All that stuff, like, that's on them. They don't need to do that. They can take control of their situation and say, oh, okay, well, they don't have time for that. Like, they should respect that. They should respect that about you, and say, you know what, I respect this person's time. They can't make it. That's fine. I'm still going to do, what I had planned to do, and I'll find some other people, and hopefully they'll make it next time. Like, it's really that simple. But if you don't expect that level of maturity out of people, then they're definitely not going to give it to you. And like I said, I know it's a lot easier said than done, but that is a big message here with the 10 of Cups. And just the whole energy of this reading is like, don't worry about making everybody happy. Worry about making you happy, and everything else will fall into line after that. I say this in almost every reading, but rejection is a form of divine protection. So if, like I said, you set a boundary with people and they reject you in some way, which might be likely with this song. If you guys listen to this song, it will, um, maybe open your eyes to kind of what I'm talking about. Um, but if they reject you for setting a boundary, then those are people that would just continue to drain your energy anyways. And like I said, that's going down that path I was describing before, where you're headed right now, where like you're just doing stuff to make other people happy, and they're draining your energy, and really you want to end up over here, and you're thinking like, oh, well, eventually they won't need me so much and I'll be able to go do my own thing. Like, no, the more that you allow, what do they call it, like, um I don't know, there's some like quote where it says, it's like the opposite of what you resist persists. It's like what you will allow. Oh, it's what you will allow is what is going to continue. So if you allow people to keep making you feel pressure to do things that are taking away from your things that you want to do with your own time, then that's going to continue. That's not going to change. So yeah, coming back, that message of making changes and steering your life in the direction that you want it to go. And finally, with this King of Wands coming out, um, the King of Wands is like this very passionate, um, very highly developed um, person. Obviously they're the king. But basically what I'm getting from this card of where you should be focusing less is kind of how I said that final outcome. Like, yes, it's okay to have a final outcome, but that's not what you need to focus on. That's, like I said, that's kind of like your North Star that's gonna guide you to where you're going. But just know that is, like I said, kind of far away at this point. It's not coming in the next couple weeks or the next couple months. This is something that's going to be built over time, but it's something that's going to be worth it, because this is something that you want to last for your whole life. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is some niche interest or something like that really calls to you, and that you want to get more involved in, and that you want to be a part of your life. And like I said, that eventually you will be, a great leader in that field. But right now, like I said, that's not where you're at. You're at this place where you're figuring out who you are. You're figuring out what you want, and you're making these small steps of breaking away from the society and the community around you, so that you can go towards that. So basically, what to focus on less with this King of Wands is focus less on, like I said, getting to this end goal, because you might want to rush to this end goal so that you can get there, and then you can tell everybody like, oh, see, this is what I was talking about. Like, this is the thing that I'm into, and now I'm successful at it. So like, it would be really easy for people to accept you and understand what you're doing and support you if that were the case, if you were just all of a sudden successful in it. But the people that you really deserve in your life, the people that are really going to support you, are going to support you every step of the way, even when it's just some far off dream that you have. Like, even if it's something that seems totally crazy to think about from where you're at right now, people who really love you, they will see that in you. They'll say, oh, you know what, like, absolutely, you can do that, you will get there. Like, let me know if there's anything I can do to support you. Like I said, these are the things that you deserve, and these are the things that your spirit team is calling you to receive for yourself. You know what I mean? Set the boundaries of what you need, and then the right people will follow. The right people will will come in and give you that support. But if you don't set the boundaries, then like I said, you're just going to be attracting anybody and everybody, and probably most of those people are going to drain your energy and distract you from where you're trying to get. So that's the messages there as far as things to focus on less right now. And final message we're going to get here is just from your higher self. Let's see what your higher self wants to say, wants to leave you with at the end of this reading. I mean, you guys got a really strong message here, which I love. I really hope you guys listen to this song. I think it will open your eyes a little bit to, maybe the treatment that you've been getting, maybe the kind of people that you're surrounded with at the moment. And hopefully it will kind of give you that motivation to stand in your own power. And like I said, trust what you feel inside and shine is what the song says. So higher self of group 1, what's the last thing you want to leave them with? What's the last message that you have for them today? I'm so not looking forward to looking at this video and hearing my singing. I feel like it was off, but you know what? I'm going to keep hope that it didn't sound that bad. All right, group 1's higher self, what you got to say? It's got to be something. Oh, there it is. Protest. Start a revolution. Makes sense to me. And like I said, if you listen to this song, that makes a lot of sense. Something popped into my head right now. One of the lyrics also in this song is she says, "I wish that your parents had been kinder to you. They made you hate what you were out of habit." So yeah, it's just really this feeling of like, the people around you maybe don't accept who you are. They don't understand who you are. And it's really hard for you to kind of think about breaking away from that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. But like I said, please listen to that song because it really, really ties into this whole energy of this situation. So protest, start a revolution. You've been looking around and noticing that the world is often unjust, but you're not sure what to do about it. Like Katniss, you need to be the first spark of your own revolution. Educate yourself. Stand up for yourself. Don't forget to stand up for others, whether or not you have shared experiences. If you can speak up and do so safely, then do it. Wow, okay, so yeah, that's a big call for you guys from your higher self to, like I said, get used to not just going with the flow, get used to not just blending in, but to know that your purpose in this earth is grand and that you are here to help lead the world. Yeah, like I was talking about, having different paths. The world is wanting to go on this path, and it needs a lot of us, spiritual warriors, us misfits, to help steer it in a better direction. And better or worse, that who gets to decide that, but we do. Like I said, ask yourself, what do you think a better world would look like? And nobody has to agree with that, but as long as it's what you believe, then you can spend your life's time and your energy that you are given in this lifetime to make it so. Yeah, so that's the last message I have for you guys there. Thank you so much for watching and sharing your energy with me, guys. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me and others know by hitting that thumbs up. If there are any messages you have for me or anyone else in our community of misfits, please express those down in the comments. And if you would like to see this channel continue and grow, please show your support by subscribing and telling any friends that you have that might be into spiritual shit. Thank you again, sending you peace, love, healing energy, and until next time, later. What up, Group 2? Welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the Starchild Tarot Akashic Edition and this little pink googly eye, this is going to be your reading about where to focus your energy right now. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Like I said in the intro, we're going to start out with a song card from this deck I've been working on. I'm so glad I had this idea to do this because the way that these songs have just been relating to everything in the reading just really blows my mind. I hope it does for you guys too when they come out. That's why I love to shuffle everything right in front of you guys so we can all experience the crazy synchronicities together. So yeah, I can't overhand shuffle these, so I just cut it and grab whichever one's right here. So you guys got I'm Still Standing by Elton John. Very powerful song. I love that song. Give me a second to see what lyrics come to mind. I mean, I guess just the chorus. He says, I'm still standing. Oh God, maybe I should not sing this one. He says, I'm still standing, better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. Oh yeah, and then he says, I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. He says, I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Sing, but I think the gorilla sings that one, does the piano. Wonderful song. Sorry you guys have to put up with my terrible singing. I subjected Group 1 to it as well, so you're not alone. The tea is not exactly helping in the voice department, but feels nice. So yeah, energy I'm getting from this song, I'm Still Standing, is telling me that you guys have been going through something recently, but that you guys are very strong. Like, no matter what you've been through, you guys are still standing. And you know, like he says in the song, not only am I still standing, but he says I'm still standing better than I ever been. So like, you know, you guys understand that whatever you've been through, you've come out on the other side, you know, learned some lessons, gained some skills or whatever it is. But yeah, I just get this energy of like resilience from you guys. So let's go ahead and get some more information on this situation with the Oracle cards. So Group 1, what do we have? What do we need to know about their situation? But yeah, really good song. I recommend you guys check it out. Especially if you're not in that energy right now, feeling powerful. That song always gets me in a good energy of, like I said, you know, maybe you've been through some stuff, but it's kind of like showing appreciation for how strong you are and the things that you've been through in your life. Okay, with the Mystic Misfit Oracle, we got Spore for you guys. And I believe this card talks about mostly about connections. So we'll see how that ties in. Now we're going to look at the Fantasma Oracle. What else do we have to say to group 1. You guys got 2 of those. Got the call and the sword. Okay, and now to finish it off, for your energy check, we've got the Intuition Oracle. Let's see what you guys get here. Song's gonna be stuck in my head for a while. It's a good song. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Alright, what do we got? Intuition Oracle. There we go. The Nurturer, number 4. I deserve to feel nurtured because I give care to those I cherish. And then here's the picture in case anything stands out to you guys. Okay, so let's see what we got with the spore. The message for you guys is: the spore waits in stagnation, spreading the collective network she desires. Spontaneous stagnation, collectiveness, communication, connections. So yeah, I very much see that as like connecting. That you guys are someone who's connected to the collective consciousness. Even by itself, I see it as somebody who, feels connected to the world, feels connected to other people, feels a responsibility, towards the world that you live in. But even more so with this Nurturer card coming out. I think you are somebody who's very nurturing. Obviously, the image on this card is the woman with children, and she's, feeding this one. So it definitely gives a strong energy of you being somebody who's a very nurturing person, somebody who really takes care of the people they love. So already I'm feeling a little bit, what's the word? I guess sad, it's sad that, a lot of the times good people like you are going through tough times. But, I can see that you guys are very strong and very powerful, and, you've probably been, what I get with this I'm Still Standing song, and then this energy here of the spore and the nurturer, is that maybe you've been taken advantage of in your life. And like I said, that really sucks. And I'm sorry that you guys have had to deal with that. But, lets me know that you guys definitely have a big place and a big purpose in this world, especially with this spore card coming out. Like you can see here, this is you, the person, and there's all these little mushrooms connected. I feel like that's all like other people in the world. You're very connected. You're this big figure in this world. So anyways, let's go ahead and actually, since I already started talking about the nurturer, we'll get the message for that card. So yeah, I don't know if I read the affirmation. I did. It says, I deserve to feel nurtured because I give care to those I cherish. So, those who project an image of independence at all costs often desperately need support, but are too proud or unaware of their neediness to ask. They act out their frustrations in the same way they did as children when they didn't get what they needed. The child we were still lives within us. Only now, as adults, we are capable of causing a lot more trouble for both ourselves and those around us if they are not aware that we are in need of nurturing. If you find someone you care about whom your intuition tells you is worthy of such a great expenditure of energy, make sure they can pass this test. Either they have already done the same for you, or you are quite certain both logically and intuitively that they will do the same for you when you need it. Even the best of parents has a hard time giving selflessly when their own needs have not been fulfilled. So, yeah, strong message there of, like I said, you're a very nurturing person, you're a very caring person, but with this card coming out, maybe you guys prioritize nurturing others most of the time and very rarely prioritize nurturing yourself. Maybe you only allow time to nurture yourself when it's like absolutely necessary, when you're getting burnt out, maybe when you get sick. And I'm sure even then, especially like I said, especially if you are a parent, it's very easy to get caught in that cycle of always doing for others, being strong for others, but like it said here, even the best of parents has a hard time giving selflessly when their own needs have not been fulfilled. So really it's in the best interest of everyone involved, your loved ones and yourself, to take care of yourself and make yourself more of a priority, is a message that's already coming through here from your team. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at these two cards that came out for you. The Call. Someone or something is offering you a push to move forward, grow, and fly. Are you listening? And then the Sword here says, it is a weapon, yes, but often used best in its defensive capabilities. Don't wield this unnecessarily, but if needed, be at the ready. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I see a strong message here of, like I said, the situation presented is somebody who's very strong, who feels a strong sense of responsibility to their loved ones and their community, somebody who is very nurturing to others to the extent that they don't allow themselves to be nurtured as much, and maybe give more than they receive. I'm going to say definitely they give more than they receive, and maybe need to learn some better balance with that so that you can get what you deserve as well, and you be nurtured by others, and you nurture yourself as well with all the nurturing, loving energy and abilities that you have. Turn some of that towards yourself. And something I had already said, that I had this feeling of maybe you're taken advantage of, and that's what this sword is coming out to say. It's like, if you're waiting for someone else to protect you, or you're waiting for other people to protect you, that's not always going to happen. That's not the most realistic thing. You need to protect yourself. There's a message coming through here with this, that it's very important that, and in tarot, swords represent our thoughts and actions. So like I said, we can use our thoughts and actions as weapons to attack other people, but like it says in this card, we can also use them to protect ourselves. We can use it as a form of defense. So what I'm getting with this sword card is that, the way we use our thoughts and actions as defense is by setting boundaries. So it's very much a message here for you to work on setting boundaries at this time. And with this, the Call is basically saying that you're being called to make a change. And like I said, we've already established kind of what that change is. that you need to make, and it's taking better care of yourself, taking the same care that you give to other people and give that to yourself. But it says, are you listening to this call? Like, maybe it's something that you've been avoiding. Like I said, maybe you've been experiencing burnout. Maybe you've been experiencing moments where you're trying to give to other people and then you snap on them, or something like that, and you're frustrated with the situation, and your spirit team is coming through here to tell you, the solution is to focus on making a change here, and providing yourself more stability to be the giving, nurturing person that you want to keep being. So that's the overall energy for you guys right there. Now let's go ahead and look at the tarot. And we're going to ask your team what, to help you with this situation, where is it most beneficial for you to focus your energy at this time? Interesting. Looked like that one wanted to flip out, but oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright, guys. So, as far as where you guys need to focus your energy right now, with the Seven of Wands coming out, the Seven of Wands, you can see in this image, there's this person, and in this particular one, there's a companion animal as well. Looks like a tiger. But it's you with your one wand, and you've got these 6 wands coming after you. And with this coming out in reverse, it's giving me the energy of, because the 7 of Wands, when it's upright, it talks about you, fighting this battle where, like I said, it's six people against you, and it's kind of like not a fair fight, but it's this fight that you're going through because it's part of your journey, and you're trying to defend something that's important to you. So yeah, I guess the fact that this one came out where there's a companion animal, maybe that's what you're defending is, like I said, somebody close to you, somebody you love, somebody that you're trying to take care of. But with it coming out in reverse as something that you need to focus your energy towards, I think is, honestly, all 3 of these cards are giving pretty much this overall message of focus your energy in all the ways that you are making things harder for yourself. Because all of these, literally these 3 cards specifically, out of all the, I think, 78 tarot cards that there are, these 3 are ones that talk about fighting. Like, they all have an image. This one, it's, like I said, one person with a wand fighting 6 people with wands. The 5 of Wands is 5 in the original Rider-Waite imagery. The 5 of Wands is 5 people with wands, and they're all fighting each other. And the 5 of Swords is one person that's, fighting 4 other people with their swords. So the big message I'm getting here, being that they all came out in reverse, is not that you're fighting with everybody else, but that you're fighting with yourself in more ways than one. So again, with the Seven of Wands, I'll start out. It's telling me that, like I said, with the initial energy that came up, you're somebody who fights to protect your loved ones. That's what part of being a nurturer is. But with the Seven of Wands coming out in reverse, what this card is telling me is that you need to focus your energy on fighting for yourself, fighting to speak up for yourself, fighting to stand up for yourself, fighting for your needs, fighting for your self-care is what you really need to do right now. So yeah, how I'm seeing this is like, you've got all your responsibilities and it's just you that has to handle all of them. But when you're in that situation, you can tend to forget that you are also one of those responsibilities. Like, you are responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your own health. You're responsible for your own well-being. And I think it's important for you to remember that, of all the things on your plate, as much as it might feel like to add yourself onto that plate is just going to be too much, like the nurturer card said, even if your cup is not full, how are you going to show up for everybody else? So, as counterintuitive as it might seem for you at first to add to your list of responsibilities by now adding your own needs into the mix, the more you can prioritize your own needs into your thought process and your decision-making process and in your daily routines, the more energy you will actually have for everybody else. So, obviously easier said than done, but that is something that really needs your focus right now, is yourself. Like, you need to be, like I said, filling your cup, and fighting for your right to party, you know what I mean? Fighting for your right to be nurtured, even if it's only from yourself, you know what I mean? But yeah, really strong message here of making yourself more of a priority. With the Five of Wands coming out in reverse here, another thing that you need to really focus your energy on is to focus on your own thought process as far as where you're fighting with yourself, where there's conflict within your own mind. So, for example, I guess that's what it is. It's like, I think there's a part of you that knows, I know this feeling very well, where it's like, what I'm saying right now, this message that's coming through to you from your spirit team, it's not the first time you've heard this. You've heard it before. You probably see messages about it when you're scrolling through Instagram or stuff like that. Maybe if you're watching readings from other readers, they're telling you the same thing. You probably have this thought pop up in your own head where you're like, I need this, or maybe I should do this for myself. But then this Five of Wands energy comes in, and then it says, oh no, but if you do that, then it's going to cause this consequence. Or if you do that, you're not going to have enough time for this. If you do that, you're not going to have enough for this. And I think what this Five of Wands is coming out to say is that, you deserve to be able to simplify your life a little bit. Like I said, instead of fighting yourself to take things away from yourself, fight it's like you're fighting the part of your mind that's trying to help you out. It's like you're trying to fight your intuition, which is really trying to help you out. When what you should be doing is fighting that logical part, fighting the part of you that's taking things away from yourself. So the part of you that's saying you don't need to rest, the part of you that's saying just power through, the part of you that's saying you're not the priority. That's the part of yourself that you need to be fighting, because that part of you is just confusing you, and it's making your life more complicated, and it's draining even more of your energy. So I think this is saying to kind of maybe take a step back from overthinking so much. Try to simplify things and get to a place where you can follow your feelings, follow your intuition. If you're feeling tired, maybe see if you can squeeze in a nap. If you're feeling tired, maybe try to get to bed a little bit earlier. If you're feeling hungry, eat something. If you're noticing on a daily basis that you're low on energy, maybe eat more. Maybe plan a little bit ahead, to have some easy quick meals for yourself, or snacks or something, Cliff Bars, whatever, protein bars, smoothies, whatever it might be, just stuff that's going to give you some energy throughout the day. And like I said, that really illustrates the whole point. Like, even if the reason you're doing it is to have more energy to take care of other people, like, that is an act of self-love. By you drinking that smoothie, you're putting more energy into your own body. You're giving love and attention and care into your own self. And then from that, you're gonna, like I said, have more energy to convert into whatever you need it to be, to give to other people. But like I said, the more you let your brain be like, oh, you don't need food, like you need to do this first, then you're putting yourself in a situation where now you didn't intake that energy that you need. And when you're trying to do stuff for other people later, you're just going to be so tired, and you're not going to have the energy that you really want to put into that. You're not going to be all the way there. You know what I mean? So that's what's coming through here with this Five of Wands. And with this Five of Swords coming out to end it off. Five of Swords really brings up this energy of like winning at all costs. Like you are winning, and the other person is losing, or the other people are losing. And what I think this means for you, being that it's also reversed, is, like I said, you are in an energy where, in order for your mindset is that for the people around you to win, you have to lose something. Like that situation I described before, like for you to get everything done for everyone else, you need to sacrifice eating, you need to sacrifice sleeping, you need to sacrifice A, B, C, D, whatever it is that you're sacrificing for yourself, so that other people can, win in their lives, and be provided with what they need. But that's not the case, as we described earlier, with that example of when I say drinking a smoothie, like little things like that, or like I said, taking a nap, whatever it is, little acts of self-love and self-care like that are going to go a long way for you. And your team is really wanting you to focus on this limiting belief that you have, that when swords come up, a lot of times it talks about limiting beliefs, ideas, mindsets that we have. And this one that's really holding you back is this idea that for everyone else to be happy, you need to sacrifice your happiness, and that's just not true. The happier you are, the more you make yourself a priority, the more love that you receive, the more love you will have to give, the better energy, the more energy that you put into yourself, the more energy you will then have to give to others. So strong message here of focusing on, flipping the script on that limiting belief that you have, where you have to be sacrificing yourself and your needs and your desires for the benefit of everybody else. It will actually benefit everybody much more if you are happy, like especially with the example of parents that we were talking about. Like there's a quote kind of thing that I've heard where it's like, kids don't need a parent who's successful or something like that. They need a parent who's happy. Like, that's the best thing you can do for, your children or whoever your loved ones are, whoever these people that you care about so much that you're trying to take care of. What they really want is for you to be happy, because they love you too. You know what I mean? They don't. And maybe you're really good at hiding the fact that you're struggling behind the scenes. But, if they knew that, they would be sad. They want you to be happy. They believe that you deserve to be happy. They believe that you deserve to be well, that you deserve to be healthy. But if you don't believe that yourself and you don't make that a priority, then there's nothing they can do for you, You really got to take it into your own hands to like I said, stop being your own worst enemy and stop getting in your own way of being cared for and being nurtured, because that is really what the people around you need, and that's what you need. And like I said, that's the truth of the situation. The lie is that someone has to lose in order for the other person to win. You have to start believing in win-win situations. Like, that's what we all want, and that's what, God, Spirit, the universe wants us to have. But our individual experience starts from our beliefs. So if you already don't believe that a win-win outcome is possible, then there's no way you're going to see it, because you're not going to make the actions that are going to bring that about. So yeah, really, really strong messages there from these cards coming out of what to focus on. So now let's go ahead and ask, where can you focus on less right now? What are some things distracting you from really, really taking care of yourself in a more productive way right now? Where does group 2 need to focus less? Definitely. Where does group 2 need to focus less? Group 2, where do they need to focus less? Okay, that's... Jeez, okay. Wow, okay, yep. That looks right to me. So, first of all, Chariot came out real fast. Chariot is this card of like, you're very determined, you have your willpower, you're on a mission. It's very much like this horse here, like they're it's a unicorn. It's very much like this unicorn here, looks very much determined. They're running full speed towards their objective. So, with this coming out, and just with this being a major arcana, and with it coming out straight out the bat first before these other cards, The main thing that you need to focus on less right now is, like I said, that energy of being like, I always have to be moving, I always have to be um, I always have to be charging forward. It's like that grind. It's like the energy of the grind, is what I'm getting with this, to focus on less. Because, like I said, what we need to focus on more is self-care. So what you could benefit from focusing on a little bit less is this idea that you always need to be doing, that you always need to be performing, that you always need to be leveling up in some material way. Like, that's not the case. You need to nourish yourself spiritually. You need to nourish yourself emotionally. You need to nourish yourself physically. It's not all about pushing yourself and working. There's a time for work, yes, but there's also a time for play. Make some time for play. Make some time for rest. That's the big thing coming out here with this first card. With the Two of Crystals talks about having a balance of things, and what this is telling me with it coming out to focus on less is for you to focus less on, because basically the two of Pentacles, the Two of Crystals energy is like, it's this very fine line between I have everything under control and everything's about to fall to the floor. Everything's about to be too much. I'm about to be overwhelmed. So basically this is saying, like, focus less on adding more to your plate. Like, right now you have reached the maximum capacity of your plate. You have enough on your plate. It's time to focus a little bit more on, like, basically your focus is on putting so much on your plate that you reach the maximum capacity. Because, like I said, with this Chariot energy, you're like, if I'm not at my maximum capacity for filling up my day and using all my energy every single day, then I'm not doing enough. And I know, especially as a parent, it's really hard to get out of that mentality. But your team is coming through very strongly right now to hopefully give you some perspective on what your higher self wants and what's going to be most beneficial to you. And it's going to be to stop pushing it to the limit. Like, try to live your life further from the limit. Try to give yourself some breathing room in your day. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of time where, like I said, if you don't have your day filled up to the brim, if you're not riding at maximum energy every day, then okay, all of a sudden you can open up a little bit time for, like I said, a 20-minute nap here, for an extra snack there, an extra meal there, whatever it is that you're in need of. Maybe even, talking totally crazy here, maybe like a massage or whatever it is, getting your nails done, whatever it is that's going to make you feel nurtured and taken care of, that you're not making time for right now. So that's what's coming out with the Two of Crystals here. Page of Wands talks about somebody who's like being very open to new sources of inspiration, new passions, which again is not a beneficial energy for you to be focusing on right now. So with this Page of Wands, what your team is coming to tell you to focus on less is pretty much the same thing as the Two of Crystals. Focus less on trying to do more. The Page of Wands is somebody who's like, okay, I got some energy. I'm open to where I can expend that energy. Like what are some more it's like that energy of like, what are some more things that I can put on my plate? What are some new things that I can explore? But like I said, right now you're already full to the brim so much in your life with your responsibilities. Like you don't need to be thinking about more things to add into your life. Right now it's time to take a step back, and it's time to, like I said, focus on taking things off of your plate, not trying to, especially with this chariot energy. I think it's like this idea of, Page of Wands is somebody who's like, okay, like how can I make more money? Like I said, it's like this chariot energy where you're like pushing, you're always pushing and leveling up and trying to do more. That's this whole energy here. So with the Page of Wands being something to focus on less, like just really try to take a break from always trying to do more in literally every single way. You're trying to think, how can I do more? How can I expect more of myself? Like that's not what you need right now. That's not what your soul is aching for. Your soul is aching for a little bit of a break, for some TLC. So yeah, with this Page of Wands, really not the time right now to be focusing on where you can put more of your energy. You are already maxing out your amount of energy. If you try to bring in more stuff, everything's gonna start crumbling around you. Okay. So really, like I said, focus on the self-care part of things, and slow down this part of you that wants to like move forward onto the next thing, adding more to your list of to-dos. Knight of Crystals coming out in reverse is a very obvious message. The Knight of Crystals is the slowest moving knight in the tarot, but just because he moves slow doesn't mean that he doesn't accomplish what he's trying to do. All the knights talk about taking its inspired action, but the main message that comes up for me usually, well, I mean, actually it's always different, but what I'm seeing for you guys right now with all of this, the Knight of Crystals in reverse is telling me that you need to focus less on trying to get there now, on trying to have all this instant gratification, on trying to, like I said, jump to the jump to the end zone, or I don't know, insert metaphor here, but the idea of not taking your time to get somewhere. Like I said, with this Page of Wands, this is somebody who can move very quickly, somebody who's open to new things and moving fast. But you need to focus less on that, and focus less on, like I said, trying to get to your goal as quickly as possible. This Knight of Crystals is like the slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. So yeah, it's saying, stop trying to be like the hare, and stop trying to, sprint every step of the way, and then having to stop because you get sick or something like that, and then sprinting again, and then having to stop for a while because, maybe something fell through the cracks because you're trying to do so much at once and you forgot about something, and now that puts you behind, and then you're trying to sprint again. It's like focus more on, like I said, being in that tortoise energy and that Knight of Crystals energy, because this coming out in reverse, it's the only one that came out in reverse, tells me that you're resisting that. You're resisting being that energy of being like this person right here who's very calm and patient and trusting in the timing of the universe, and in the timing of their life. Like the tortoise was. The tortoise was like, you know what? I'm going to do this my own way, and I'm going to get to where I'm going. He didn't know that he was going to win, but he wasn't distracted. The hare was rushing, and he was so overconfident that he was going to win, and he let himself get distracted by all kinds of stuff. Meanwhile, the tortoise is just inching towards his goal, And, you know, he ends up getting there, and he actually ends up getting there quicker than, you know, the other person who is just moving too fast for their own good. You know what I mean? So that's what's coming out here with the Knight of Crystals. So very, very strong, clear messages for you guys. Again, I totally relate to this energy. I know what it's like to really, really be focused on taking care of the people around you. I'm a Cancer rising, so that nurturing part is very much a big part of me and my personality, but I have gotten this message enough times to know that, like, it is very important to listen to this right now, because if you push yourself to the point of burnout, you will not be happy with the way that it affects you and affects your loved ones. I can definitely tell you that. So yeah, like I said, work on setting boundaries, work on making yourself a priority, all that kind of stuff. And you can do it. You're strong. This song right here, please listen to it if you haven't heard it already. Will definitely remind you, you know, of all the strength you have. But, you know, with this reading, I think you'll see that it's been maybe a little bit misdirected, and that you can channel it into a different kind of strength and being strong for yourself, so that you have more strength to offer, like I said, the people that you love and care for. So believe in your own magic oracle. We're going to ask your higher self now, what's the last message they have for you, last thing they want to leave you with in this reading. Group 2's higher self, what message do you have for them? Universe, we are all just stardust. Let's see what that one has to say. I've actually have not pulled this one yet, so I am interested. When we're children, we can barely comprehend the vastness of our own lives, let alone the existence of other planets. It's not long before we learn we aren't the center of the universe. We are but specks of stardust in one of its many skies. However, we must all still do our part to take care of our own individual worlds, or else it throws everything else off balance. Make sure to keep balance in your life, but don't forget the big picture stuff. Recycle, don't litter, and give thanks. So yeah, I mean, really, really strong message there at the end from your higher self to kind of, you know, put it in a different perspective. Like, you are not just a part of this universe in the sense that you are here to serve everybody else. Part of your place in this universe is also to be served, whether it's by yourself or by others. But you need to be willing to accept that. You need to be willing to accept help. You need to be willing to accept nurturing from other people and set boundaries so that you have space to nurture yourself. You know, the biggest message that came through for me here is it said, we must all do our part to take care of our own individual worlds, or else it throws everything else off balance. So again, start with yourself, nurture your own individual world, get the things that you need, trust a little more that, you know, other people have the strength and the power to provide a little bit more for themselves, and maybe they don't rely on you as much as you think that they do or that they need to. You know, give them a little bit of space to figure some stuff out for themselves, you know, maybe get a little more independence for themselves, and, you know, that will create a better balance, because not only will you gain more independence by, you know, providing more things to yourself, but then the people you love and care about, especially if it's your children, they will gain more independence as well, because you're putting trust in them to not need you to do so much for them. You're giving them the chance to show that they're responsible. You're giving them the chance to show themselves that they have the strength to take care of themselves in ways that maybe up till now you felt like it's your responsibility to keep providing that for them. So yeah, that was the very last message for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing your wonderful energy with me. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me and others know by hitting that thumbs up. If there are any messages you have for me or anyone else in our community of misfits, please express those down in the comments. And if you would like to see this channel continue and grow, please show your support by subscribing and telling your friends to check it out if they're into spiritual shit. Thank you again so much. I'm sending you guys lots of peace, lots of love, definitely lots of healing energy to this group. I can tell you guys need it. I hope you continue to provide more healing energy to yourselves. And until next time, later. What up, Group 3? If you guys chose the Britt's Third Eye Tarot and this little blue googly eye, this is going to be your reading about where to focus your energy right now. So let's go ahead and kick it off with a song card from my trusty song deck that I've been working on. Okay, and because I can't overhand shuffle them, I'm just going to split it in the middle like that. Take whatever comes out. Alright, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by Eurythmics. I'm sure most of you guys know that song, and I don't think there's really any generation that has been able to escape that song. It's very popular, but in the song they say, sweet dreams are made of this, who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas, everybody's looking for something. And then they go, some of them want to use you, some of them want to be used by you, some of them want to abuse you, some of them want to be abused. So really the energy that I get from this song is that, you know, basically that main line of everybody's looking for something, no matter where you go in the world as human beings. We all want something, and then as they go on to illustrate, like some people want to abuse you, some people want to be abused. I mean, you know, not to get too deep into it, but I know, you know, all my kinky people out there know what that means. But also on another level, it's just basically that there's no one right or wrong way to live life, and that we all, you know, we're all looking to have our own individual experience here. So we'll see, you know, what exactly that has to do with the rest of this reading, but that is the song that you guys got. And now let's see what else your spirit team wants to tell me with these oracle cards. What do we need to know about group 3? So yeah, as far as the song, like, the energy I'm getting is that, you know, maybe the things that you guys want out of life is not, you know, mainstream. It's not the normal stuff that everybody talks about. But at the end of the day, it's still as valid as everybody else's dreams, you know, that they share. Maybe yours are a little bit different, but that's all good. We got Rose here, and I know this one talks about kind of like being protected, maybe even a little bit guarded, is the energy that comes with that card. Now we'll look into the Fantasma Oracle. Alright, what So I need to know about, group 3. We have the pair. I've never seen that card come out before, but I'm assuming it looks like maybe Lover's energy. Maybe even Two of Cups, I'm not sure, we'll see. Intuition Oracle, what else? The Independent. I am aware of my inner dialogue and direct it by positive imagery. Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the books have to say about these energies. Rose is number 21. The rose has many sharp thorns. Strength, protection, corruption, power, caution, guarded. Okay. And with the pair, the pair says, the connections you make are stronger than any other bond, regardless of class, gender, identity, or relationship. Seek them out. Interesting. Okay. We have here the Independent, number 37. Oh yeah, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys the artwork for this card, the Independent, just in case anything sticks out to you guys. Okay. The Independent wants you to visualize how you would like things to be, and especially to be aware of your inner dialogue about the material world and your place in it. You may have great plans, but if inside your head your thoughts are all about I can't, or I don't have enough, or I'll never, then you are adding an almost insurmountable obstacle to accomplishing your goal. Visualize what you want and then see it in your mind's eye and feel it as if you were there, experiencing it with all your senses. Also, see the problems that will naturally arise when what you visualize becomes your reality, so you can experiment with solutions you could use at that time. Perform your visualization before you go to sleep and when you wake up. It requires practice to counteract the self-defeating inner dialogue that has worked against you. We can attract things in our life that we focus on, both the things we desire and those that we do not want to happen. Okay, so with all these cards coming out, it would seem that, like I said, your dreams may not be something that everybody understands. So maybe you're a little bit guarded about that, a little bit guarded about expressing yourself and opening up to people and making connections. But I think with these cards coming out, with all of these cards coming out, the picture that's being painted for me is, like I said, you're guarded because you're trying to protect your dreams and this part of yourself that may not be readily and easily accepted by the world around you. But something that's really going to help you in your journey, and that helps us all in our journeys, are the connections that we make with other people. And this one very specifically said that our connections are stronger than any other bond, regardless of class, gender, identity, or relationship. So, it doesn't matter if they're your friend, a partner that you're looking for, multiple partners in a romantic way or a sexual way, whatever way it is that you want to make relationships, that is valid. Like I said, with this Sweet Dreams song coming out, everybody's looking for something, and whatever you're looking for is just as important as what everybody else is looking for, even if it doesn't fit in the mainstream society, even if the people around you or most of the people in the world don't accept that or want to understand that, that is your path, and that's what you want. And it's very understandable that you would be very guarded, because people are fucking mean, and people are really terrible, sometimes, to people who want to be different. um, but it's important to understand that those people have been put down in their own way and been beat down to a point where they don't fight for their individuality anymore, and their way to find peace with their choices and the way that their life is to impose those views on other people. But you know anyways, with this independent card, I am aware of my inner dialogue and direct it by positive imagery. It's I can see how it's very easy to start to build this image of in your head of like, I don't belong here. There's no way that somebody like me has a place in this world, because maybe you don't see it out there, or if you do see it, it's so few and far between, and the people that are living a life more like what you want to live, they're far away from you. But it's very important. This card coming out is really a call for you to I think you do embrace yourself for who you are, but it's asking you to go to the next level of expressing yourself how you are, and having the belief and the faith in you actually finding your tribe, and attracting more like-minded people, I guess, because like I said, I know it's hard when you're around people who aren't like you to just really be stuck in these kind of thoughts of like, how can I possibly find the people that are like me? How can I possibly find the people that relate to me? Like, it's so hard, it's so impossible to find these people. But the more you have thoughts like that, the more you start to kind of attract it, and the less you kind of carry that fire to push forward and to keep seeking that. And as I say the word fire, I see here that this person has a candle there, but they don't seem very passionate. It's like a very small flame, and I think it's because they're guarded by all these thorns. But I can see, like, interesting, yeah, maybe if they set this fire to all these thorns that are protecting them, and kind of let their walls down, and kind of made themselves more vulnerable, maybe that would spark some more passion. Sometimes things that make us afraid are also things that keep us excited and keep us moving forward. So that's kind of a little message that came through there. But yeah, big message here with the independent of being able to visualize what you want and seeing it happen before it actually happens, because people in the manifestation community, we know that part of making changes in life and attracting things that you want are to visualize them first, and kind of live in that energy of already having them. But we'll get into it a little bit more with the tarot, but that's the general energy that I'm getting here, is that you're somebody who's different, and you're a little bit guarded because people around you are not, are not very much like you, but you are very much looking to make connections with like-minded people. But I think in order to do that, you got to let your guard down and really push yourself to believe that everything you're looking for is out there, and it's actually closer than you might think at the moment. So let's go ahead and move all this aside and get the tarot, and we're going to go ahead and ask where to focus your energy right now. What does your spirit team think will be most beneficial to help you with this situation you're going through? And hopefully it'll give a little bit more clarity too, because I feel like, that I was being super vague kind of with your guys' energy check, but it'll come together as we go through this. So where does group 3 need to focus more of their energy? Okay. Anything else? What else does group 3 need to focus their energy on? Too much. Anything else group 3 needs to focus their energy on? Yeah, there we go. Well, okay, I did say that pair might have 2 of Cups energy, so yeah, makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. So the 2 of Cups coming out, like I said, very much relates to this pair. It's talking about mutually beneficial relationships. So one thing to focus on right now, I guess that's why this card was coming out in your energy check, just to confirm that that's a big part of your journey right now that you need to be focusing on, is having mutually beneficial relationships with other people. I think, like I said, with this Rose card, that you've come into a place where you really understand yourself, and with the Sweet Dreams card, that you guys really understand yourselves. You understand what are the things that you want out of life. But now the next step is to, now connect with the world and, hopefully make some friends and have some good relationships with, like I said, like-minded people. So if you guys, with this Rose card coming out, there's definitely an aversion to you guys of putting yourselves out there, because you've probably just been let down so many times, and just you see every day that, like, most people are not like you, and it gets very discouraging, and you really just want to, like, guard yourself and be like, just not share this really cool, unique side of yourself, because it never really seems to be received well, and people don't really appreciate it. But with this message coming out, your spirit team really wants to confirm to you that if you can kind of take down some of these walls and put yourself out there a little bit more right now, and focus on, being open to relationships. I wouldn't say being focused on making relationships happen, but just being open to relationships developing in a natural way. That there are some mutually beneficial relationships in your future. Like I said, you guys have done the hardest part already, which is figuring out yourself, figuring out who you are, what you like. And now that you know all that and you have that information, all you got to do is put it out there, and it can be attracted back to you. So that's the message I'm getting here with this 2 of Cups. And yeah, like I said, when it comes to these relationships developing, make sure the way that you're going to know these are the relationships that your spirit team and that you yourself want to come in is that, like I said, they're going to be mutually beneficial. You're not going to be giving more in the relationship than the other person. You're not going to feel like you understand them more than they understand you, which is probably how you mostly feel about people. you're going to actually feel like this person gets me, you know what I mean? And those are the relationships that are going to be very important to you and very beneficial to you right now. So really focus on that. With this Knight of Pentacles coming out in reverse as something you need to focus on, that's telling me that you're the things that you want to manifest, because with this Independent card coming out, this was all about kind of manifesting what you want. So there's something that you want to bring into your life, and like I said, that's gonna benefit from using visualization techniques and making sure that you believe the things that you want before you actually see the results. And that's how the results are going to come, from you believing in it and taking action day after day and time after time, even without seeing those results. But with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse coming out as something you need to focus on, is really focus on not rushing the process. Focus on trusting the process. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in all of the tarot. But the Knight of Pentacles always gets to their destination. It came up in group 2 as well. And I was telling them that this is really that slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. And it's coming out right here for you guys as well. Same energy, that, you know, the thing that you guys want, it's something valuable. Like, I love that this Britt's Third Eye Tarot, the way they show it is this person trying to put together this Rubik's Cube. You know, solving a Rubik's Cube is something that you can be proud of. It's not something that everybody can do, but it's not something that you can just do easily. It's not something that anybody can just pick it up and start fucking around with it and be like, oh yeah, I did it. Like, you have to learn about it. You have to dedicate yourself. You have to take time. It might take days, might take weeks before you finish it that first time. So that's, like I said, this slow and steady energy. It's like what you want to build for yourself, what you want to manifest for yourself, what you want to bring into your life. It's something that you will be very proud of. And a lot of times when it comes to, you know, achieving things like that for ourselves, they don't come right away. And one thing that I've said in another reading, but I think it bears repeating here, is that I saw something where basically, I don't know, this scientist was talking about the way happiness works in humans, and, you know, where we think that happiness comes from, you know, having more, where it's just like, people think that if they have more money, then they'll automatically be happier. If they have more friends, then they'll be happier, or whatever it is. Just if they have the things that they want, then they'll be happier. But what they actually found was, like, one of the biggest things that makes humans happy is the feeling of solving a problem. And again, that Rubik's Cube thing works perfectly. It's like why humans love puzzles so much. It's like why puzzles exist, why we do word puzzles, why we do, you know, regular puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, I guess is what I'm looking for. But stuff like that, it's because it's built into us to want to solve problems. And when it comes to your own life, you know, there's gonna be challenges along the way. It is a puzzle to figure out, how do I get what I want, you know what I mean? And it's important to enjoy the journey every step of the way, because by you putting your brain to work and learning how to trust your intuition and, like I said, visualize your future. And this card actually mentioned something about visualizing problems that may arise in advance, so that if they do show up, that you will already kind of have the solutions in place, so that, you know, you kind of can relieve stress and save some time there down the road. But my main point is you might think that by getting to your goal quicker you'll be happier, but that's not the case. Part of your happiness is going to come from getting through these trials and tribulations, and getting through every step of the way to build what you are planning to build, because when you do finally get to that point where you have accomplished whatever your goal is, whatever you've set out to do, you're going to look back and it's going to make you 10 times happier to know that you worked hard and you stayed dedicated. That's going to make you much more happier than it would if everything was just given to you. Because like with every goal, once we achieve that goal, then we're going to have another goal after that. So it's like, like I said, slow and steady wins the race. Just really, really learn how to trust the process and enjoy the journey rather than trying to teleport to the destination. Is the message coming through there? And with this Five of Pentacles in reverse, something to focus on for you, because the Five of Pentacles talks a lot about like lack and feeling left out in the cold. So with that in reverse, I think what it's telling you to focus on is focus on the things that you already have. Like I said, maybe you're focused on this whole situation of people not understanding you, people not accepting you how you are, and that's very frustrating, and you just feel like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have a lot of fulfilling mutually beneficial relationships. I don't have, I haven't achieved all my goals that I have for myself. Maybe even financially, you're thinking, I don't have the level of financial abundance to just make all my dreams happen right now. But it's like there are things that you do have. Like I said, you have this independence, you have this beautiful personality and these wildly unique dreams, and that's really fucking cool. Like, as much as this is saying that it's time for you to reach out and find these beautiful relationships that are going to add to your life, before that can come into your life, it's very, very important that you see yourself as the gift that you are. Because if not, then like I said, you're not going to find this mutually beneficial relationship where you guys both see each other as you are. Because if you're not seeing yourself how you are, then it doesn't matter how the other person sees you. You're not going to believe it. But if you can, kind of do some work to work on your self-esteem and pump yourself up and realize that you don't have to compare yourself to anybody or anything, like exactly as you are right now with everything that you have right now, you are a full person, you are an abundant person, you have a lot to be grateful for, you know what I mean? And you have a lot that you can offer to other people. So I think with this Five of Pentacles in reverse, it's really asking you to focus on your relationship with the things that you think that you lack. Because when it comes down to it, like, whatever it is that you think that you're lacking, it's not that you're lacking anything. Some type of people might see it as you're lacking something, and you might be lacking something that makes you connect with those type of people, but those aren't the type of people that are meant for you. These type of people that you're seeking out, these type of people that are seeking you, are the type of people who Oh, sorry, my mind just totally went blank. But these relationships that you're looking for are going to be people who appreciate you for how you are. Um, yeah, sorry, I don't know why that last thing that I was gonna say just really flew right out of my head. Oh, sorry, that's what it is. I was saying with certain people that you're not aligned with, they're gonna see you as lacking something, so that might even make you yourself think that you're lacking something because you don't have something that would make you valuable to that type of person. But it doesn't matter because you're not aligned with that person. They're not meant to be in your life anyways in any major capacity. These people that you're seeking and that are seeking you, they're going to see the things that you do have. They're probably going to be lacking the same things that you're lacking, like, and that's a beautiful thing because you guys will be lacking in the same areas that maybe normal society is very abundant with, but you guys will be abundant of more kind of outside things and be lacking in those kind of normal things that everybody else seems to have so much of. So that's kind of where I was going with that and what I'm getting from this Five of Pentacles. So yeah, that's where you guys would benefit most from focusing your energy right now. And we're going to get the tarot again and ask now, where can you focus less of your energy right now? Where would it be beneficial for you guys to put a little less focus so that you can have more energy to focus on the things that are most beneficial to you? So group 3, where should they be focusing less? Interesting. Man, you guys got a lot of Pentacles energy. Jesus. Okay, so literally out of 6 cards, 5 of them are all Pentacles. So like I said, it's very much, this reading is very much about your material world, you know, like I said, the goals that you want to achieve, the aspects of yourself that you see yourself as lacking, or that others might see you as lacking, and not being so much focused on the things that you actually have and the things that make you unique and the things that make you strong and powerful and desirable. And yeah, let's see all this other coins energy. With the Page of Pentacles, talks about somebody who's, you know, very open to new ways of bringing in more material things into their life. So as far as something to focus on less, I think would be to focus less on I see, because, you know, like I said, with this Knight of Pentacles and this Five of Pentacles, you already have a lot to offer and you already have a goal in mind. You just need to be patient as far as working towards it. So as far as focusing less on this Page of Pentacles energy, it's like the Page of Pentacles is somebody who's like, they kind of have an idea, but they need more ideas. They need more ideas from outside sources. You can see this person's reading, you know, maybe if it was a little more modern, they'd be watching videos or something like that. But this Page of Pentacles energy is somebody who doesn't have stuff figured out. They're still very much open to what paths are available to them. But seeing as you got the Knight of Pentacles already, this is already past this Page of Pentacles stage. You're not in this stage where you need to be open to different things coming in, because like I said, you already know what you want, It's just a matter of, like I said, working on your self-worth and your self-confidence, and knowing that that thing that you have in mind, by taking inspired action towards it and being patient and staying dedicated to that goal, will without a doubt bring you that result. So if you start now trying to be open to, oh, well, I know what I want and I know how I want to get it, but I'm not seeing results right away from that. So maybe now I need to try something else, or maybe I need to see how this other person is doing it, and do it their way, because my way is not showing results right away. So yeah, it's focusing less on being open to new ideas, and focusing, like I said, what came up in the last question, really focusing on just staying dedicated to your path. And with this Ace of Pentacles, same thing. Ace of Pentacles talks about, yeah, these two are pretty similar actually, and you can see that in the imagery. They both have the coin, and it's like shining down something shiny and new on them. But again, what you need is not something shiny and new. You need to continue with, the plan that you have, and stay dedicated to completing your tasks, and giving it time. A lot of times with this X and Y axis, the X axis will be time. It's, however much work you put in over time. And you really can't forget about that time part. Like, you can't think that the more work you put in, is going to get you the result. Sorry, this is going to be results, but the work that, it's not that you're putting in more and more and more and more work, and then that's going to make your goals happen in less time. That's not always the case. In fact, sometimes it can have the opposite effect. For example, if you're putting in too much work and not giving something enough time, then you're going to have less results. You're going to be burnt out. Or using, for example, like if your goal is to grow some plants, like no matter how much you have the will and how much you want to make those plants grow in a shorter amount of time, that's not under your control. Those things are on their own timeline. So same with your goal. It's kind of that idea of, the thing that you want, it takes a certain amount of time to achieve something like that, and it's just not something that you can rush. So it's important to keep that in mind. So with this Ace of Pentacles saying what not to focus on here, the Ace of Pentacles is kind of like this, I see it as like a gift from God. It's like an opportunity from the universe of like, hey, I'm here giving you an opportunity, run with it. But like I said, with this Knight of Pentacles, you've already been given that opportunity. You're already past. The Ace of Pentacles is the first pentacle. Page is the one right before the Knight. Like you're past this. You're past this already. You've been given your opportunity. Don't be looking for new opportunities to come from the outside. The best thing for you is to stick with what you're already working on, and know that you have the power within yourself to push that through to the end, to see through to the final outcome, as long as you can, like I said, visualize it happening, as long as you can believe that you are worthy, and believe that you have enough, believe that you are enough to make your dream come true. So now with the Queen of Pentacles coming up in reverse, again, this is really cool the way your guys' reading played out like this with all these Pentacles cards. Being that the Queen of Pentacles in reverse came out for where to focus less of your energy. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of, nurturing with your abundance. You're somebody who's achieved a lot. and then in very concrete material ways you give that abundance to others. As you can see in this card here, she's cooking, cleaning, taking care of this child, and there's the pentacle, there's the coins in the back. So it's just illustrating all the different ways that you can be nurturing with your abundance. And I think that with this coming out in reverse, I think maybe, like I said, you're in this Knight of Pentacles stage, but you're fighting it a little bit, because like I said, the Knight of Pentacles moves slowly, but maybe you're trying to get things done more quickly, so you're reaching out to see opportunities to, maybe, I would say get rich quick, but I don't know if getting rich is your goal, but making your dream happen more quickly. Or like I said, you have this Page of Pentacles energy where you're looking for other people's ideas to try to make your idea happen more quickly. And after the Knight of Pentacles comes the Queen of Pentacles. So if you can stay with this energy of taking your time with something and seeing it through to the end and enjoying the journey and the process, then this Queen of Pentacles is what awaits you. Like, when you finish fighting for this dream, and you stay dedicated to it, and you take however much time it takes and don't give up, then this energy is where you're headed. You will be in a place where you have achieved so much that it's just overflowing out of you. You have the time, you have the resources to care for others with everything that you fought to accomplish. And I think with this coming out in reverse, it's saying that maybe you guys are not really believing of that. You guys don't see yourselves as being able to get to this point, because everything in your life so far has told you that that's not very realistic. But I think with this Queen of Pentacles coming in reverse for where to focus on less, it's one, saying to focus less right now on taking care of others, because what you really need to do is take care of yourself. And by taking care of yourself and your relationship with yourself, you will attract relationships with others, and the relationships that you do attract right now are going to be mutually beneficial. Like I said, you're not going to be this Queen of Pentacles just yet. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody where, like I said, they're giving a lot to others because they've established a lot for themselves. But right now, where you're at, you're still working towards that. So your relationship is not going to be like that. You're not going to be the person that has more and that's always giving. It's going to be you and the people that you're interacting with, the people that you're making relationships, really helping each other out equally and giving equally. But then also, it's important for you guys to focus on your thoughts around this energy, like to know that, again, with this Independent card and visualization, it's knowing that you're not going to be in this Knight of Pentacles energy forever. Like I said, you're already past this Page of Pentacles. You've got enough ideas. You have your idea. You're going towards it. You're taking inspired action towards it. But now you also need to believe that in the future, visualize yourself having achieved this goal and how happy it will make you to have achieved that goal, and then to be able to provide people with knowledge of how you got there, or provide people with help achieving their dreams, because you have now established stability for yourself, financially and in these material ways, whether it's a business or whatever you're planning to secure for yourself. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too all over the place, but that was the messages I got for where you can focus on less right now. And now we're just going to get the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle and get a final message from your higher self. See the last thing that they want to leave you with when it comes to this whole situation that you're going through. So group 3's higher self, what is the last thing you want to leave them with? There it is. Potion. Remember to practice self-love. Okay, 24. You're familiar with the concepts of self-love and self-care, but either you never actively practice them or there's something you've fallen behind on. Either way, you should get back on track. Keep yourself maintained in all ways, big or small. That can mean calling it quits to take a luxurious bath instead, or that can mean putting on a rosewater face mask and getting out your planner so you can sort out your life before it gets too out of control. So yeah, I mean, with that coming out, it's definitely telling me that, yeah, the biggest part of this Queen of Pentacles coming out as what to focus on less is, like I said, focus a little bit less on loving everybody else and taking care of everybody else right now, and focus a little bit more on loving yourself and taking care of yourself. Like I said, that also comes back to this Five of Pentacles where you're thinking, you're not seeing yourself in the best light, maybe, and you're not taking care of yourself as much as you could. So yeah, like I said, take some time, relax when you need to, and really just spend time the way you would, if you loved another, how you would take care of them. Do that with yourself, you know what I mean? Show some love and compassion and care towards yourself as if you were your own partner, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the final big message that your higher self wanted to leave you with. Remember to practice self-love. And that is everything I have for you guys, Group 3. So thank you so much for watching and sharing your energy with me. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me and others know by hitting that thumbs up. If there are any messages you have for me or anyone else in our community of misfits, please express those down in the comments. And if you would like to see this channel continue and grow, please show your support by subscribing and telling your friends to check it out if they're into spiritual shit. Thank you again. Thank you so much. I'm sending you all lots of peace, lots of love, and lots of healing energy. And until next time, later.